GAD, ODD, SAP. Now, I promise I'm speaking English, and it may sound like alphabet soup, but these are actually just abbreviations for different psychological disorders. But we'll get back to that in a second. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Leandra Roelker, and this is People and Their Problems. Now back to that soup. A generation ago, a skinned knee didn't mean a trip to the emergency room and shots for every disease imaginable, and psychological disorders weren't on the top of everybody's lists. Sure, kids were restless and impulsive, but that's just how they were. There was no problem with them. But put those same kids into a school nowadays, and it's almost guaranteed that they'll be flagged to be checked for any number of problems. Take GAD, for instance, generalized anxiety disorder. Symptoms include irritability, restlessness, or being easily fatigued. Now, I don't know about you, but that describes most high school students to a T. Parents out there, you know what I'm talking about. And then we have oppositional defiant disorder. Now, if the name hasn't already given it away, children with ODD exhibit symptoms such as arguing with parents, not listening to rules, or having a crazy temper. Oh, and we can't forget stubbornness or being easily annoyed. Now, if you're a parent and you're telling me that you have never seen any, or in my parents' case, all of these symptoms, then you're either a fantastic parent or your child has been replaced with an angel. But please don't misinterpret. I don't mean to make a laughingstock of psychological disorders when serious. But the simple fact of the matter is that nowadays healthcare has gone from underdiagnosing symptoms to severely overdiagnosing them on a major scale. Which brings us to one of the worst offenders of all, depression. 1 in 10 Americans are diagnosed with this umbrella disorder. That number increases by 20% every single year. And America is one of the most depressed countries on earth. Kind of ironic, seeing as how we also have one of the most advanced medical systems on the planet. But why do we have depression in the first place? Well, Dr. Paul Keedwell, an expert on mood disorders at King's College in London, says that depression is in fact not a disorder, but a defense mechanism. And when you think about it, it's true. Those going through the most mentally strenuous of times are often the ones who are experiencing depression. And think of it this way. If you're trying to solve a major problem, what would be the most natural thing to do? Well, from a primal human standpoint, survival would be key, thus dictating that you put all the effort that you have into solving and focusing on a problem until it's fixed, so that you can continue surviving. Now translate that into a modern woman who's just lost her husband, and you can see why depression takes over. Now this was the exact situation that was handed to Diane when she lost her husband in a plane crash. Sad and alone, her doctor prescribed her with antidepressants, which did their job and pushed away her depression. But no matter what, she found that every time she took herself off the medication, her depression came back. The pills were actually stopping her from getting to the root of her pain and working through it. So, she took a work leave and used the focus gained from depression to fix her problem and figure out how to cope with her grief. And once she did, her depression went away because it had done its job. No antidepressants needed. And just as depression is a natural part of human life, so are all these other problems. They don't all have to be solved with pills. The 11% of Americans on antidepressants at this very second are treating their symptoms, not their problems. We need to start looking at these problems not as stumbling blocks to stop us from overcoming them, but as tools given to us to be the most successful at everything we can do. Success is right within our grasp. So we need to let go of the pills. We need to let go of the anxiety and the depression. And we need to let go of the problems that people think we have so that we can let go and see how easy it is to reach out and grab success. Thank you.